What? What do you mean I shouldn't be snacking? I mean, it's time for the show. It's time for the show. Oh, what? Oh gosh, you're right. Why am I eating greasy pepperoni and sausage pizza and I have to handle comic books? I'm almost done. Oh, I brought a snack. I'll go wash my hands. Don't worry. Viv. A few minutes later, after I've washed my hands. Hi there. Welcome to the Comics Coffee Table. Grab a cup of whatever it is you're shoving under your nose there today, pal. I got the good old American diet going today. Hey, work's over. I'm out enjoying a break. Whew. Indeed. Thank you so very much for tuning in today. 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern Daily. We kick back, relax, and we take a break together. We talk about our hobby, comic books. That's right. This Comics Coffee Table. The coffee table was where my friends and I would always congregate. There would be a stack of books. It was always a stack of books. It was a stack of games, video games. It was a stack of music. A stack of movies. You know, movies. I love movies. And a stack of comic books. We were always trying to get each other to read, you know. And that's fun. Yeah. I hope you're having fun. I hope you're running your day and not having your day run you. I hope you're taking a break and not having your day break you. Seriously. I believe in that. Cheers. Hey, bartender. Joe Boo needs a refill. All right. Worked hard all day. I can kick back. The frosty beverage. I'm old enough. Thank you so very much for tuning in today. It's Tuesday, and we are a rebagging, reboarding, and reboxing comic book show. We are the geeky chill stream you've been looking for. What? Read the show notes? And okay. Oh, you're right. Okay. From the pen of my Pika, my executive producer, who writes me these copious amounts of show notes. And make a list of things and scratch them off when you're done. You know? Make a list. Check it twice. Make sure be like a modern good person in comic books and make a list of your enemies. And then eliminate them digitally, one by one, or in group list blocks. Ha 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 ha! We made a list and we took care of you, enemy of my people. Oh. Where did that come from? You got some demons. No. I've got stuffed animals. Pre-recorded live before a studio audience of my stuffed animals from our Boston studios. Pull up a chair, grab a cup of whatever it is you're shoving under your nose today there, pal. Swami. Oh, I can't say Swami anymore either. Gosh, man, you're so restrictive with the languages. Sizzle chest. Turkey pockets. Turkey pockets is an original insult. It's not an insult. I don't even know what it means. I just write down what he writes. I just read what he writes down. I'm just the talent. And thank you so much for tuning in. let's talk about comic books. I love comic books. This long box is getting lighter and lighter and lighter. We're getting, I feel like we're in the end game of our, of what we're doing here. We only have 3 long boxes left to transfer into short boxes. How many short boxes will that be, though? I mean, maybe 7 more to buy. Gee. I buy these supplies. I need bags, I need boards, and I need boxes. So say tomorrow is Wednesday. It's new release day. I'll be going to to my local comic book shop after work and getting me a brown paper bag of new funny books. But while I'm there, you know, I need more snugs. So I'm racing through them. I'm eventually going to need more acid-free boards. And I'm going to need to pick up a couple of short boxes, too. I like picking up supplies on light weeks, because usually any given Wednesday it's a mixed bag. It could be a heavy week, or it could be a light week of new releases. And a light week would be like there's only 1 or 2 things on the shelves that interest you, that you're buying as part, you know, that you're accumulating, that you're reading. And then other weeks you could be picking up 5 or 6 different things, like last week. I was like, oh wow, this, that. I mean, and it adds up pretty quickly too, especially since it's about $3.99 to even $4.99 an issue now. So, I mean, but hey, that's time marches on, inflation keeps inflating, and I mean, the relative price of the comic book it appears to have stayed steady with the rate of inflation. We usually, one of the fun things we do on the show is we look at the CPI inflation calculator available at the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. You can find a link for that in the description, and it's the tool that we use. It's an inflation calculator that you put in the amount and the date. So we could put in, say, June 25th. I mean, say June of 2005. June of 2005. A $2.75 comic book would cost $4.34 as of August 2023. We can't rightfully say as of today. No, it has to be toggled to the specific month. And that's the closest date we got. So, and that's right in the middle of the median price. The median price has been $3.99 for over a decade now. $4.99 is where it's going. And it's going there pretty soon. But there we go. I mean, gee. And we got comic books that to board, bag, and box. I have kind of a comic book collection, but it's more like a funny book accumulation. And these are going on. Oh, wow, this is 20 years old? Wow, really? Does that say 03? Oh, no, that's 05. Okay. These are almost 20 years old. These are 18 going on 19 years old. I thought I mistook that. Wait a second. Well, we haven't done this in a while. Damn. I usually don't use my June 25th, 2005. And this, was that even in focus? I had the glasses on. I don't know. This is a Grant Morrison event comic. And it was structured in this Grant Morrison-y way that there was, we would call them an alpha and an omega issue now. And, but there was 7 Soldiers of Victory. and there was issue 0 that started it, and then you had the 7 miniseries, the 7 4-issue miniseries, Zatanna, Clarion the Witch Boy, the Manhattan Guardian, who else? Let's look it up. Morrison's 7 Soldiers. Let's go to a wiki, because we like reading from the wiki. The 7 Soldiers is a 2005-2006 comic book meta-series written by Grant Morrison and published by DC Comics. It was published as 7 interrelated miniseries in 2 bookend issues. The series features a new version of the 7 Soldiers of Victory fighting to save Earth from the Sheeta. The Sheeta are a fictional race, first appearing in 7 Soldiers number 0, created by Grant Morrison and J.H. Williams III. And the series has been interpreted as a, quote, an extended metafictional treatise on the writing and reading of comic books in general and the superhero genre in particular. That's from Val Nolan, 2015. Break Free, Understanding, Reimagining, Reclaiming Stories in Grant Morrison's 7 Soldiers of Victory, the Journal of Graphic Novels and Comics. Yeah, sure. 7 Soldiers started off as a different project, which evolved over time. According to Morrison, I started off in 2002 with the idea to do a JLA spinoff called JL8, which featured a bunch of C-list characters getting together as a DC analog of the Avengers, the Ultimates. Guardian was in from the start as his Captain America guy. Mr. Miracle was the Thor. Demon was the Hulk. Zatanna was the Scarlet Witch, and so on. I worked on the material for the next 2 years to turn it into the 7 Soldiers concept as it finally emerged. The meta-series is bookended by 7 Soldiers, issue number 0 and issue number 1, with art by J.H. Williams III and his magnificent panel progressions. Then you have Shining Knight, which had one of the first big, like, gender swaps, you know, but we didn't have the terminology for gender swap back then. Back then, it was even cool. It really was. You had Manhattan Guardian with art by Cameron Stewart. You had Zatanna, Ryan Sook. Clarion with Fraser Irving, one of my favorites. Mr. Miracle with art by Pascal Ferry. Yeah, and Freddie Williams the second. Bulleteer with Yannick Paquette, and Frankenstein with art by Doug Mankey. And that Frankenstein character kind of like was around from like the Creature Commandos. You'll be seeing Frankenstein's monsters very soon in the James Gunn DC live action and animated fare that's coming on like movies and Max series. So and being voiced by David Harbour as well, which I'm kind of looking forward to in a way. I mean, it's probably going to be fun. And then you had the 7 Soldiers all fighting the Sheeta on their own independently, yet they're all fighting the same thing. And so you had like these like this amazing art. Let's look at a funny book from June of 2005. We've seen this one before, really recently too, but we have video game ads and TV ads for animation. But this is art by Fraser Irving. I mean, this is like he's Clarion the Witch Boy. He's he's an anti-hero. A lot of he can also be used as a bad guy too. He's got a familiar, a cat named Tickle, and harvesting Grundies, witch people, and just like it's really interesting. Look, a video game ad. But yeah, this like I love Fraser Irving's art. This is about the early New World, somewhere between Krakatoa and Salem, Massachusetts. The New World. And the backdrop of witchcraft. We have video game ads. And then I see the coloring in this is really interesting. It's just so... I loved his art. It's really interesting stuff. But I only got 2 of the 4 issues. Now, we've seen it before in my collection that I have a stash of Seven Soldiers stuff. I have issue 0. I've got most of these. I got 3 of the 4 Manhattan Guardians. I got a couple of the Shining Knights. I've got 2 of the Clarions, but that's 2 out of 4. I didn't get issues 3 and 4. And then I got I found volume 2 of the trade paperbacks in like the used trade paperback bin at my local comic book shop, and I picked that up too. So I have this really incomplete 7 Soldiers of Victory by Grant Morrison collection of the run. And it's interesting because I love Grant Morrison. And I love that he used so many different artists to make this happen. And it was just totally out there. And it's of its time, too. Like, oh, Zatanna by Brian Suk. We started talking about this yesterday. And then she gets everyone, she thinks she's going to get everyone killed at her, support session, huh? More video game ads, huh? Ryan Suk. Wonderful art. Very nice. We're going to triple up the next one. And as this is the same battery team from my beloved Sea Guy. It's Grant Morrison and Cameron Stewart. Now eventually, see, I'm just going to put this in the box, and eventually we're going to have to do a grand resorting. So we will reunite all the... We will reunite all the Seven Soldiers stuff, and we'll figure out what we got missing. I don't have any Frankenstein. I don't have any Bulleteer. I might have that first issue of Mr. Miracle. This was interesting. I like this, the Manhattan Guardian. Guardian's an interesting character. They kind of took this Manhattan Guardian idea, I guess, over to Arrowverse. I got 2 copies of this issue by mistake. But there's a secret subway line under Manhattan, and it has secret stops, and there are pirates that ride these pirate subway cars. And this Manhattan Guardian's a lot like Sea Guy. What is the Guardian? The Guardian was an old Golden Age character. See? It's so absurd. I love it. The Pirates of Manhattan. Hey, look, video game ad. Hey, look, video game ad. Hey, look, you heard it. Video game ad. It's like comics used to know who to sell to. People that also play video games. So I'm going to double them up instead of triple. But yeah, Cam Stewart. He who has been canceled. Don't say his name. I just did. I'm going to get reported to. Like some dingbat out back. You know, quasi-Nazi list takers. I said a bad person's name. Comics are so funny when it comes to creators and canceling it. Well, Cam Stewart got canceled for a pretty darn good reason. He was shoplifting the pootie. And he was, going for underage girls. It's not like... it's not like it was all right in the 70s. But, you look at rock stars. Like Jimmy Page had this notorious thing with an underage woman. A girl, not a woman. Brian Ferry Brian Ferry was in what band? He's in Brian Ferry. Why can't I remember? Roxy Music. Thank goodness. In 1975 or 6, he was Jerry Hall, the famous model. She was like 15 years old, but she was a very mature 15 years old, and 15 was a lot different back then. But he was literally like in his 30s. He was 1945. So in 1975, he's 30 years old, and Jerry Hall is like 15. He's 31, 32. She's 15, 16, 17. No, not making excuses for it. No. But there is there's it's like an old rock and roll thing, and these rock and roll comic book creators, maybe the less said the better. It sounds safer. You don't get canceled on YouTube. Already had enough problems being blocked on Twitter by my betters, by people from marginalized communities, because I have the audacity of my opinion, or I don't know. It's a certain part where it's just like, what, nah, I don't care. I care about people. I do. I'm an ordained minister. Spiritual dude. I got dings with all this this roll, spine roll and corners, but damn, this is such a good comic book. Here's just a few in a certain slice of time when Ed Brubaker started walking the world, the comic book world as a giant. So we got Ed Brubaker over at Wildstorm. This is Sleeper with Sean Phillips. Now these guys do Fatale. These guys do. They also did something called Criminal as well, and they have. They're great battery partners. But this is Sleeper. One of the best and underrated Wildstorm stories ever. Holden is a double agent, and he's far deep undercover with Dow. Dow is the leader of like the bad guys, and like in these Wildstorm comic books, in the world of Youngblood, in the world of Wildstorm, of world of Stormwatch, of all this stuff. And so this happens all in the background, and just it had 2 seasons. They called it that was novel back then, calling it a season. Where's the indicia on this? This is a $2.99 comic book. June. It just says June. Doesn't say what year. Let's see. Let's look for. Here's the indicia. Let's look. Sleeper Season 2, number 11, June of 2005. Oh, wow, look at those. Ocean, number 6. Ex Machina, number 10. Authority Kev, remember that one? Authority Revolution, whatever. But America's Best Comics, Tom Strong. Yes, please. That's some Alan Moore. Goodness. Holden, the double agent, yeah. And at the end, he's like, this is like right at the end game where, you know, who's that? That's Grifter from Wildcats. Cole Cash, come to help save. Come and help save Cole, Holden, and you got these classic Sean Phillips panel progressions. This is just some good stuff. And at the end, it all ends up nicely for Holden. He gets the girls. But he's in a vegetative state, and that's his dream world. Indeed. And Dow has a very Twilight Zone ending to his story. This is good stuff. Sleeper. Wildstorm Universe. Before the Wildstorm Universe got dovetailed into the DC universe, before Wildstorm characters became bit players, C-listers, and the DC proper Earth Prime, Prime Earth, Earth Zero, whatever the heck it's being called today. We also have Authority Revolution. Yeah, not that great. Brian K. Vaughan's Ex Machina. This was a free issue just to get you to want to buy. Well, get you to buy monthly, and also probably pick up the trade paperback while you're at it. When did this come out? Dustin Wen. Yeah, we got Apollo and Midnighter raising baby Jenny. Indeed. But when did this come out? Authority Revolutions number 7, June 2005. So we got 7, 8, 9 here. I'll put them in one. I liked early Authority with Warren Ellis. Warren Ellis had Stormwatch. And then he created the Stormwatch Black team, which was the covert wet work team. Those who did what it took to win, and by any means necessary. And with the huge, wonderful Dark Horse crossover with Aliens, Xenomorph Aliens, as in Ridley Scott and Jim Cameron's Aliens, he got to eliminate most of the Stormwatch team with Xenomorphs in a horror comic book. It was so gloriously over the top great. And the remaining Stormwatch team, Stormwatch Black, became the Authority. Yeah. And then that went from Warren Ellis to Mark Miller with Frank Quitely on art. And those two, the first two volumes of the Authority are just legend. And they're 20 years old now, huh? They're about 20 years old, huh? Let's see. Authority comic. It was created in 1999 by Warren Ellis and Brian Hitch. Brian Hitch, you know, the artist of the Ultimates. And man, yeah, they got there's so many good comics. Volume 1 was between May 1999 to July of 2002. Volume 2 was July of 2003 to November of 2004, and that was Mark Miller and Frank Whiteley. And so this was Revolution, which was between December 2004 and December of 2005, which was like the third volume, and yeah, not so much. Then came this weird Grant Morrison, Gene Ha redo. And that was like a big nope. And that was, yeah, but it became really hard to keep up with and like the authority. And this is where it started to, like, this is where it jumped did it jump the shark or did it jump the ship? Who knows? But yeah, Criminal. Let's look up how much Criminal is. We're going to use the book. Why not? This is what it's for. It's probably... There it is. Wow. Oh, wow. Boom. Right there, huh? Criminal. Image Comics. $4. $2.99. But that only if it was at a 9.2. I live down the street from a firehouse. Don't be alarmed. You guys don't need new bags and boards. But yeah, this is an Icon imprint. October of 2006. There's that style of Sean Phillips. It's a caper movie in the age of Tarantino. 5 years later. Yeah, I only got the one issue. It's fine. From the writer of Daredevil and the artist of Marvel Zombies. We're just gonna file those. Those are dollar binners. Well, thank you so much once again for hanging out. Have some suds. Enjoy whatever it is you're shoving under your nose today. Enjoy with every sip. Joie de vivre. You know, enjoy life. Thank you so very much, and thanks for spending your break time with us talking about funny books, comics. Oh my goodness, that's alarming. And well, you have a wonderful day. Please like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. We make daily content here. We talk about comic books every day, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern. Join us. And click on that notification. Subscribe if you haven't already. And smash that like button. Thank you so very much. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. And we will see you again in those funny pages. Ciao. Bye-bye.